Hey guys, welcome to my Sunday weekend recap. So I'm going to talk about a few different things. So starting off, I'll talk about Attack on Titan. It was awesome episode this week. I feel for Eren and the whole gang really, but Eren especially because he was winning that fight. Armin said something like he lost. He didn't lose, man. It was 2 against 1. That Colossal just Bertold flat just crashed on them, and Reiner bit him out of his Titan form and took off. And yeah, but it was a good episode. So now then the rest of the survey corps showed up, and it pretty much established that they're gonna go on a rescue mission to get Eren and Ymir. And things are gonna get really intense from now. It's things aren't gonna ever be the same for these guys. I mean, things have always been intense, but some big things in the storyline are going to start being revealed, as well as Eren woke up to where Bertolt and Reiner are hiding him in Ymir, which is in some forest, and the scouts already figured out that's where they're going to have to go. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next ep. Obviously, they're going to break it down to Eren. They're going to have a bit of a because I think Eren's gonna argue with Reiner, so they're obviously gonna try and convince him. I don't want to spoil too much, but let's just say that Eren's really gonna be on his own in this argument out of him and Ymir. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I love Attack on Titan. It's just such an original anime. The concept, everything is just killer. So yeah, not a lot happened really. It was just the guys reflecting on their past with Eren and how Mikasa always had to get him out of fights or fight for him, and the guy, I forgot his name, but the guy who's a cop, who kind of like his father figure, was telling them, even though he would always get into fights that he couldn't really win, he never lost because he never gave up. So it was always one of those situations he's got, he'll always fight through things. He's never gonna give up, and so that gave the main characters, Armin and Mikasa, hope. So it's going so far so good, man. Season 2's picked up, and yeah, if you think that Eren lost, then I totally disagree with you, and you know what, you can just turn this off now and go do something else. Nah, I'm just kidding. But honestly, Eren was winning that fight on a one-on-one. To think that Eren could have beaten the Armored Titan, I mean, hey, it's awesome, it's freaking crazy. But yeah, I think, so the next couple of episodes, there's going to be some big plot lines or plot stuff. I know there's going to be a lot of secrets revealed to the main characters, and I can't wait. I already obviously know what's going on in the manga, and it looks like Attack on Titan is not like Dragonball Super, which I'm going to go into next, where it's deviated a lot from the manga. It's more or less pretty much the same from what I know. So yeah, that was Attack on Titan. So, Dragon Ball Super, another good episode. It might seem like it's filler, but it's all build-up stuff. And it's all, obviously building to the Tournament of Power. It was really just Zeno-sama, well, both Zeno-samas were getting bored, so I guess Whisa's dad, what's his name? The Grand Priest, or whatever his name is. He showed them what each universe was doing and their progress with getting warriors. Universe 9 is totally screwed, totally fucked. They've got civil wars going on now because people found out about what the tournament's about, and they're trying to take off to other universes if that's even possible. So their Hakaishin actually had to do Hakai and blow up this whole city just because it was anarchy, really. What else? Showed a brief scene between Frost and Hit, where Frost is pretty much, I guess, because Kaba is of the elite kind of military force in their universe, maybe he declared Frost as wanted or something for being a fraud, and so he's hiding in the slums, and Hit told him, he started talking to him, and then Frost tried to take him out with his stupid poisonous needles, and Hit was obviously dodged it and was look, you've improved actually, and we need your skills to help us in the Tournament of Power, and if you don't do it, you're going to get destroyed. And by the way, no poisonous needles. So he threw his needle away. There was a scene where it showed Universe 10 with what's his name, Zamasu's leader, Goasu, was, because he's such a huge YouTube fan or GodTube fan, so he was like taking a video of his team. What annoys me about his team, it only shows them leader guy, but all the rest of them are like in robes. So it's like, what the hell do these guys look like? Hopefully they all look cool, because it'll be funny if they're like this Jack Brawley. I mean, that guy looks like Brawley just with Krillin's face. That's the leader of their crew, and he was like, oh, I'll get heaps of views with this. He actually really surprises me a lot, Goasu, because he seemed so smart, but then he's got this other side to him where he's just like some geeky YouTuber. Anyway, so it showed them. It didn't show Universe 6 yet, but next episode's going to be exciting. I can't wait. But yeah, other than that, it showed, well, Goasu, Zeno and them assumed that Goku and them were doing well, but it came back to them later. There's like, oh, there might be a problem. And that's going to be when, they find out that Majin Buu, they found out Majin Buu's not waking up, and so that's going to be an issue. Showed a brief scene with Yamcha, who thought, oh, look, because Master Roshi showed up to his house, oh, maybe he's going to finally take me for the team. Wasn't that. He actually was getting Poa to turn into a woman so that he could try and get rid of his perverted attitude, and that was just so awkward. Like, I don't know, they got an extra creepy with this Master Roshi part, but hopefully he does get less pervy. But a lot of people are having this theory that he'll finally get over it, and then when he sees Caulifla and Khaled, he's just gonna lose it and go full on perv mode. So I don't know, that will probably get him eliminated. What else? There wasn't really much else, really. Vegeta went to the hyperbolic time chamber where Mr. Popo threatened him, saying, if you blow it up this time, you're banned, and Vegeta was like, And then Vegeta said something interesting. I don't know if it was a translation thing, but when he finally got into the chamber, he said, the only one that's going to be able to beat Goku and be the last man standing will be me, Vegeta-sama, Prince Vegeta or Lord Vegeta. And I was like, I don't think that's what he said. Maybe he said something like the last man standing is going to be me, not Goku, But I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. I wish I could. It's a really cool language. And finally, I guess, I don't think it showed any of the other universes. I can't remember. Oh, it did actually. It showed Universe 2, and there, I did show a brief thing with Toppo as well. Sorry, I'm all over the place. But Toppo was sitting with one of the other, one of his, whatever they called, Freedom Force, whatever bullshit they called, Avengers wannabes. But he was sitting with him at their bar, and they're always eating out of these, what looks like kind of like cocktail glasses or whatever, drinking glasses, but there's like these little ball lolly type things, and they keep eating them like they're delicious. I want to know what these things are. Are they like chocolate? Are they like candy? What is it? I'm curious to know. And they called a Rolento looking guy, and he was trying to catch a cat, like grab a cat from some like power lines or something. But yeah, that was really all they're doing. They didn't really show them with showing Jiren or anything like that, so we don't know anything about Jiren at this point. All we know is that he's going to be the one to go one-on-one with Goku, from what we can see in the opening scene. So yeah, but it showed Universe 2, and they had some weird kind of talent quest to find their 10 warriors, and this girl showed up, and she cut the line, and there was like a line outside some sort of like theater, and there was these people like, oh my gosh, what do you think this is? This isn't some pop idol audition. And then this girl fully turned into like what looked like some sort of alien ladybird person, and then she blew up the two chicks that were talking smack to her with some hot Kamehameha type thing, like, and she blew them up. I was like, that doesn't explain anything. Like, what the hell is she just killed somebody. Is she worthy? I mean, isn't she just some psycho? But she's the one who's going to be fighting Vegeta at some point, because we see that in the opening credits as well. So I'm curious to know what the hell like her deal is. But yeah, she just fully killed these people. I was like, can you explain that? Am I missing something? So yeah, these are the only things I can really... I saw the episode twice, and to be honest, it wasn't like the most engaging episode, but it has a purpose, and it's definitely building up to the next episode, where from the previews it looks like obviously they're going to be finding out about Majin Buu. What are they going to do in that situation? There's people are hinting that Frieza's going to be the next warrior, but it's hard to say. They didn't show anything in the previews, but what they did show in the previews is that Kaba is going to teach Kale and Caulifla how to become Super Saiyans, and they actually showed a brief scene of Caulifla as a Super Saiyan doing some badass ki blast. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. It showed Caulifla kind of being sneaky and hiding in the corner, so maybe she's either gonna not become a Super Saiyan and maybe she's gonna hold back on that, or maybe, I don't know, maybe she gets jealous. Some people, there's some theories out there that are saying that maybe Caulifla is gonna be there's gonna be like a love triangle between Kaba, Caulifla, and Kale. Who knows? But I really can't wait to see these girl Saiyans, female Saiyans, and I think they're gonna be way more powerful than Kaba, and they're actually gonna hold their own against the God form Super Saiyan. So they've evolved to a point where they obviously don't have tails, and Goku and them don't have tails anymore, and they became more powerful without them. So it seems like the Saiyans of the old were more like caveman, primitive versions of Saiyans, more barbaric, whereas these Saiyans are more civilized and more, they just, because they're like leaner looking, so maybe they fight more by ki, they got stronger ki rather than their physical prowess or something. So who knows, man. Oh yeah, and there's a scene of Goku training with Whis, so he just got some training in, and what's really stupid is that the Grand Elder Kai was like, oh yeah, by the way, because Goku was like, oh, maybe I can get some more training, and seeing as Vegeta's training, and then he was saying, oh, I could unlock you guys full potential. It's like, dude, you say this now? How many other times could you have said this? And the worst part is that, and the weirdest thing is too, is that Supreme Kai was just like, or Kaishin just was like, oh, by the way, you can't do, it wouldn't matter because it'll take 25 hours. It's like, dude, they had that time before, but you never said anything. As usual, Supreme Kai is just useless, man. He doesn't know anything about fusion properly. He didn't even know that the Z sword even had the Grand Elder Kai in it. He never knows anything, really. He's not even powerful. I remember when they first got introduced in the Buu saga, they made, like, Piccolo was like, oh my god, do you know who that is? And I was like, yeah, this guy's a pussy. Gohan can kick his ass, Vegeta can kick his ass, Goku can kick his ass. What's so great about this? Piccolo could probably kick his ass. Don't know what he was scared for. But anyway, I digress about that shit. But yeah, looking forward to the next couple episodes. I just really want to see this tournament. But I think the tournament will only be like a couple episodes, maybe 3 episodes. Because it's a battle royal. So it's not, I mean, how long can it really be, And I think there's a time limit of an hour for them to fight. So yeah, it's gonna be really whack. You're gonna have Khaled doing her brawly shit. You're gonna have Jiren and Goku blowing up the place. You're gonna have some Lady Bird fighting Vegeta, and you're gonna have Gohan pretty much smashing everybody else. So, but these are just assumptions, Obviously, the manga's and that's another thing. If you're reading the manga right now, I really don't like where they went with the Trunks saga. I think they did a bit in the anime, and that anime had a shit ending in the end. But everything up until the ending was awesome. The manga, I'm not feeling it, man. So I just thought I'll throw that in there. But yeah, that was me for Dragonball Super. So just onto a few other random things. So I saw John Wick 2 over the weekend. It was awesome. It was good. I mean, I liked the first one better, but it was just because the way that it introduced him. But I thought if you're into the straight action of it, and it did have a plot. It did have a point. But really, it was just full-blown action, like, through the whole thing. And my girlfriend was just like, it was just fight scenes through the whole thing. And I was like, I can't disagree. I mean, there was talking and dialogue and all that, but for the most part, it was just a straight Keanu Reeves beatdown of everybody. And yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. Yeah. And that's saying, because I would give the original probably 9. Like the first one, 9. Not based on acting, just the fact I really enjoyed that movie. But this one was good, so I recommend watching it. But if you're willing to wait, you can always watch it at home. It's something you don't have to go to the movies for. But we had a good time, so yeah. Other things, Bellator, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just caught the main event between Rory McDonald and Paul Daly. And boring fight, but Rory tapped him out. Rory actually looked really good. It's hard to say though, because Paul Daly's been around for a while and he's a lot shorter, and he's more of a brawler type of guy, more of a striking kind of guy. And really, Rory just didn't really engage too much in the striking. He got him with a few nice little hits here and there, but just really took him down, held him down really. And he was attacking while he was grounding Paul, but it just wasn't the most exciting fight. However, he did what he had to do. He won the fight. In the second round, I'm pretty sure he choked him out. Yeah, he rear naked choked him. So that sets him up to fight the welterweight champion, and that's going to be determined. Well, currently it's Douglas Lima, but that's going to be he's having a fight against Lorenz Larkin, who I really like. I really hope Lorenz wins. Lorenz and Rory will be a big fight for Bellator. But yeah, they've got their big pay-per-view at Madison Square Garden. Wanderlei Silva, Chael Sonnen, Fedor, and Matt Mitrione. I'll watch it. I mean, yeah, Bellator's okay. It's just a bit awkward. I think Bobby Lashley has to do some more stuff and hype them up a little bit more, but it's only Bobby Lashley. He's the poor man's Brock Lesnar. So, and I'm a fan of Bobby, so whatever, So yeah, just really that. And I'm going to be doing a big wrestling podcast with my boys Vincent and Eddie hopefully this weekend. So I'll talk a bit more about Backlash, which just happened today. But I will just give a big round of applause to my man, the Maharaja Jinder Mahal. I'm going to talk a lot about this on the podcast, but I just had to throw it in there. Backlash wasn't the greatest, but that ending for me, not just because I'm Indian, I actually really wanted Randy to lose. I just wasn't feeling him anymore. What's the point of him being champ anyway? But, Jinder, if they really want that Indian market, well, they're going to get it in spades. Although, from what I know of Indian fans, guys from India, they really just like the babyface guys, like the Roman Reigns, the John Cenas and all that. They're not so caught up in the, got marking up for the, heel face type guys that we have nowadays that are more popular, or the indie guys. They're more into the superhero guys. But Jinder, I mean, he's the most villainous Indian guy they could make. I mean, he's a Sikh, but they keep trying to make him kind of seem like he's like a Middle Eastern character, which he's not. And he does say, I'm speaking in Punjabi, but it's just interesting because I'm a Muslim, so it's like I don't know that Sikhs do that kind of because he's doing this kind of thing, and that could be honestly interpreted in many cultures. But either way, I mean, the cool thing about him being the champ is that he's a genuine heel. He doesn't want people to cheer him. He wants straight heat. And what was interesting, though, is that the Chicago crowd was probably the worst crowd to try and garner heat from, because half of them were actually cheering him on. But they couldn't help it. I mean, everyone respects him for getting this far. He did a recent podcast with Jericho. It was awesome. And I, for one, think it's awesome that a guy who came from virtually the bottom of the card is now at the top, And I mean, look at his body, man. He worked for it. And he's in the right place, right time. The WWE wants to expand and really capitalize on the Asia market, especially in India now. So, they threw the dice and they're rolling with it. And they're going all in with Jinder. So, big props to my man Jinder. I can't believe it. I even watched his debut videos and stuff on YouTube of when he first came to WWE, as Kali's, I think it was his brother-in-law or something character or whatever, and he was too pretty looking, not pretty, but he was just clean shaven, had a fade and all that. And if you hear Jinder's recent podcast with Jericho, he was I look like a babyface. It didn't really work, but now he has this look, he's jacked, he's got the big beard, he's doing all in with his gimmick, and I really respect that. So I'll be talking more on that in the podcast. But yeah, thanks for watching. I was a bit all over the place with the animes, but yeah, Dragonball Super wasn't there's gonna be some better episodes coming, so I can't wait for those. But I thought it wasn't bad though. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll do another Raw SmackDown vlog in a couple of days. So yeah, catch you later, and hope you guys had a good weekend. See ya. 'Cause I gotta know, so say something.